A few weeks back, I showed some graphs on Twitter that I use to track prospects' development from week to week. And I had one Twitter follower, thank you Shambrick, saying like, I need to know every single one of those lines. Well, let's do it. We're not going to get into all the lines in just this one video, but just this one video, we're going to look at every single center on that, and we'll get to the other positions with the next couple of videos. So again, from the original graphs that I posted, I just broke down between forwards and defensemen. And I had a really hard time thinking of a way of breaking down those graphs into individual videos, right? There's just way too much going on. So I figured let's break it down by position. Look at centers, left wing, left-hand defenseman, and right-hand defenseman. In this video, let's just look at centers and how they've grown over the first couple of weeks of their seasons. So before we get to breaking down individual players, let's look at the graph, the big overall graph, and then we'll get into individuals. And you see all the names listed on the right with the corresponding color on the graph, but the big takeaway here is that there's two guys at the top and then there's everyone else. There are two guys here that don't leave the zero line or the x-axis, and that's Ruslan Ishakov and Jacob Ivanka, because they've both been injured since the start of the year. So let's break down individual players here, and let's start from the top because that's what everyone wants to talk about first. And the first guy here on the list is Otto Koivula, right? Like, look at how the season starts, boom, skyrockets to the top above 20 points of NHLE, and is slowly, maybe not slowly, but consistently trending upwards, right? His trend line is going straight up to a 30-point player at the NHL level, which is why he got the call up, right? Like, it's undeniable. We can all discuss or debate that he's probably not going to amount to a whole lot at the NHL level based off of what we've seen so far, but he's got the production at the lower league to say, I deserve a call up. And he got it, and he looked pretty good. In his small cameo with the Islanders, he looked all right. He was skating, he was creating, and he was, he's putting up points. And you can see that, well, not points, point, I should say. You can see that's when the line goes up a little bit more, right? Like, he's starting to kind of level off at the AHL level, and then he gets that 1 point at the NHL level, and it goes up. So the thing here to take away with Otto Koivula is that it seems that this is where it's going to plateau. I don't think it's going to get a whole lot better than this unless he goes on some wild run in the AHL and goes like 2 points per game. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we see him stick here, and he's going to be, as it stands, probably a borderline NHLer. Like, pretty good for the AHL, but not necessarily good enough for the NHL. The second player here is, as you can imagine, Aatu Räty. And it's going down, so should we be concerned about that? No, I wouldn't be concerned about that. We all knew that his meteoric start to life with Ukraine was going to cool down at some point. It happens for every player, specifically young ones, right? Remember how things started out with Ukraine? 3 points in his first game, and then didn't stop scoring until his 5th game with the team where he didn't put up a point. And now over his last 3 games, he only has 1 point, which is fine. Right? This is fine. We all knew he was going to dry up a bit. All we want to see was him playing and playing consistently. And not only is he playing, but he's playing consistently in a top 6 position, and the points are coming. I would not be worried about that little blip downwards. It's going to go up again as the year progresses, as more game time, as he gets more game time, I should say. I would not be worried about that. Could I see him overtake Otto Koivula? Absolutely, 100% I can see that happen. Am I worried if it doesn't? Not at all, not in any way, shape, or form. The next player on the list, the third one here, is Cameron Berg. That's the red line hovering around 10 points NHLE. He's done really well now that he's gone to the college level, right? The points are there. He's got 9 points over the year. 6 of those are goals. Over the last 2 games, he has 4 points, 3 goals, and a helper. He's all over the lineup for Omaha, Nebraska. Sometimes he's playing top line. He could be playing third line, second line. He's all over the place. He's just being, I think what they're trying to do is figure out where exactly are you now and where do we think you could be based off of that over the next couple of years. Because you got to remember, when it comes to the college level, when players start there, they usually start at the bottom and work their way up. But they're already seeing with this kid that, okay, well, you've got a little bit more than fourth line potential. You're not going to hold the clipboard as it stands, or as I should say, right away. You're going to go play and you're going to get some minutes. You're going to get some ice time. So I can only imagine the production he's going to be putting up in the next couple of years. It's not fantastic right now, but it's good. 10-point NHLE for a 4th round pick. We'll take it, obviously. The next player, the 4th one on the list, is Colin Adams, who's the one just below Cameron Berg here, that blue line. And Colin Adams is making his debut as a pro. He started at the ECHL level, is at the AHL level now because of, call-ups due to COVID with the Islanders. But he's making good on that. He's already got his first point. He's putting up here. He did put up points at the ECHL level. He's looking like there's something there. And that's exactly what we thought when we saw him play with North Dakota, right? You saw him playing top line minutes and being their top line center for the top program in college hockey. We always knew there was going to be something there. So it's kind of surprising to me, at least, that they sent him down to the ECHL. But I guess the reasoning there is, we don't think you're going to be a 4th line guy for us at the AHL level, so we might as well send you somewhere where you're going to get more consistent playing time. And by that, I mean just more playing time, really, on a more consistent basis. So he'll be there probably as the year continues, and by there I mean the AHL, and even so much as next year. Next year's going to be a big year for Colin Adams at the pro level. And then we've got the next 4 guys. I'm going to lump them together because there's not a whole lot to talk about. 2 of them are injured. Rusnishnikov should be back over the next couple of weeks in playing, actually getting game time for Adler Mannheim, so that's good news. But when it comes to Reese Newkirk, he's 4th line center for the Bridgeport Islanders, not really putting up a lot of points, but he's more so chewing minutes and just kind of soaking up the pro experience as he develops his pro game. And then you have Logan Cockrell, who's just not doing a whole lot for BU. He's not even playing center necessarily most of the time. I keep seeing him on the wing. So while I have him here as a center because that's what he's listed at, he's kind of flipping to something else. So that's the growth over the first 7 weeks of the season within the Islanders prospect pool for centers. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, put them below in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the button to do so. And if you have, thank you, thank you, thank you.